for the human race. There's so much on my mind, so I tend to get off my face.
These days we must admit.
So this is where I had a little bit tricky. I was trying to get her to re-sing it again, but due to time, couldn't get her to do it. Then I tried to sing it. I couldn't sing it. But I also didn't want to have her too high pitch coming into the next. I was going to repeat the first hook. Instead, we rewrote it so it's a different hook each time, but the theme develops throughout the track rather than just being the same words. But we continued the theme with. The point of not using her again was because the rapper who comes in next, his voice is too grisly and dark. So I wanted to try and blend that still nice, catchy hook about the theme of the world at the moment, blending it into him. So that's where we go for, that's where I ended up trying to do a pseudo sing rap. Well, it worked out as good as someone who's never sang or rapped before.
Get off my face.
No, we teased it with a little bit of her at the start, so it sounds like she's coming in, and then it's me.
To get off my face.
These days we must admit, makes us feel like shit. So we drink the big bit to help us relax as we listen to facts and we open the boss's mishaps.
So I tried to take from the darkness and the sad that Setho's rapping about into trying to bring a little bit of positivity. And then the final hook is more positivity. So
it makes us feel like shit. So we drink the big bit to help us relax as we listen to facts and we open our snaps to the boss's mishaps.
Again, pitching up to fill the void, and you'll hear that re-pitch again as we go into the next verse to complement the high pitch. Deep.
Better than Mars. One more toke on the vape. Toe will help us escape.
So you hear that, because that gives us that nice blend. It plays up on the alien theme as well, and the entities going into Toe's deep voice, which is gravelly and a lot more dark, I suppose.
Step into the spotlight, feel like a king. I'll leave you hog tight, squealing like a pig. I'm from a lost tribe, been missing for a long time.
Again, the stab of Jen's early vocal, just to do that call response. Of good ideas he has, she says the done. It's almost like she's agreeing to what he's saying. Yeah, just really let the darkness of his vocals and what he's rapping about take the forefront rather than having too much noise going on here.
Now you better do what Max Headed says. I'm fresh to death, now I'm freshly dead. So that statement to kill me's an empty
And the vocals again, so just a bit more
I'm human, I'm a dark.
You hear there, we did a little quick reverse, just as almost like you're watching TV and it's hissing or scratching, just to again fill a bit of his gap instead of just having a breath.
I'm not human, I'm a dark ghost. I live past to go, hailing from parts unknown. It's time to start the cold, tarnished soul. Bring it back, bodies in a carpet roll.
And again, him talking about being from parts unknown, and kind of that's why I rapped to try and fill the void to say that let's go to Mars, let's shoot for the stars and the moon. And so he's going to help us escape and obviously take us on this journey beyond the things that aren't so great that Seth rapped about.
Past to go, hailing from parts unknown. It's time to start the cold, tarnished soul. Bring it back, bodies in a carpet roll.
Okay, so this is the part that I probably won't release until we fix this, because again, tried to get a female vocal to sing this last chorus, which kind of got rewrote a few times. I did get it to a girl who I thought would be really good, but she struggled to sing it, and obviously not being able to do it in person made it very difficult to try and coach her through the way that the inflection should be, despite the way that I scripted it. She sent back her own sung version where she made up her own lyrics, which we'll hear in a minute, but I really felt that the song needed to finish with the start, middle and end of those three choruses to break up the verses and have that story basically finish, and then we bring in this other female vocalist who just kind of ad-libs across the end to make it finish off all nicely. So before I actually do release this track, this will be re-sung as a female vocal.
Parts unknown, it's time to start the cold, tarnished soul. Bring it back, bodies in a carpet roll.
So we also wanted to try and finish on a positive note. Again, you can't really tell there, but there's just, you can see through where all the empty ones are up in the middle here. We drop the beat just so that Bonjour Baby has a bit more emphasis. Here it is. Here it is by itself.
Keep on showing, baby.
Again,
Keep on living.
affecting, almost like that's a sing-along part in the club. That's why it's got the effects on it.
Down our street, we happily greet our friends. Keep on showing, baby. Keep on living fast, but this shit won't last.
Finish with a positive note.
But as we got to run around for everyone. There's plenty of fun. Let's get on.
A little bit of drum fill as we go into the outro.
Face the truth, not what you see, not what they say. Sit back and rest assured that all the baddies get
I
their
haven't really done much to
day.
this at all.
You think I got ugly sides, you see it in our faces. Don't become complacent. Check
And then-
what you're creating.
And then we just let it vibe out with the chorus response from the two samples. And then again, loops it back to what we had right at the start. Play with the pitch control to give it that depth of like, you know, computer devil, not devil, but, you know, conspiracy theorist plus entity type sounds with the vocal. If we listen to the truth vocal itself, this is one section here.
The revolution has now been televised on the internet.
And that blends into the bass of the track that's vibing out. And just there, that's that very last part. We reverse the vocal there, so if we listen to this sample by itself, that's a trick I learned from Boris Brescia to introduce the vocal, just how it actually sounds. So it's just the need no hook. We don't need a hook, and that's the whole point of this track, is there is no hook to the track. But there is a hook because we have the same catchy chorus, but it doesn't actually say the same thing. So there is no hook. That's why the sample says this does not need a hook. But again, it gives it that kind of out of this world futuristic sound going into that final hit. And she's done. Cheers.